All right, welcome everybody to the second episode of Highly Contested. It's Dario speaking to you guys, and I have here my great co-host Bruno. How you doing today?
I'm feeling good, man. Ready to get the show on the roll. Very excited to dive into the World Cup qualifiers, man. What a day yesterday was, especially with the South American qualification going the way it did, which is awesome because I actually predicted that it would go that way, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Um, and also, shout out to Portugal and to Argentina, finally making it to the World Cup, baby. It's going to be awesome.
What a close match it was. Oh my God. Let me tell you, I was not expecting the results. Um, but we'll get into detail of all of that. How you doing today? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. So let's dive into it. Let's start with the qualifiers from yesterday. Let's start with South America because I felt like it was crazy the way it went down. We were watching the Argentina game together, and it started off bad. I mean, you guys were losing 1-0, and I'm like, no effing way. Like, this is how you guys are going to start. What was it, like a minute into the game? Not even like 50 seconds. So give me your thoughts, man, because I want to know what was going through your mind because obviously you're from Argentina. So,
All right, so let me tell you the way I see it here. We started off playing like we always do, just flinging the ball around. I mean, it was just a few seconds when the game started. We got scored. It was actually the fastest goal ever scored on Argentina. So that's how we started that game. We did not go into it, all right, let's change the world. No. All right. 38 seconds, I believe, is how long it took them to score the one goal. And I swear to you, my balls dropped. I said, that is it. I am going home. I was scared. I was sweating. I was like, do not do this to me. I don't deserve this. But I believed in Messi. And that's what every Argentinian should have done for the entire qualifiers. Okay. The man came through with a hat trick. He didn't score one for us, didn't score two. He went up in the high mountain and the man scored 3 goals. All right. So let's make that clear. He carried Argentina the entire way. Um, as far as the qualifiers, we ended up in third place, Uruguay second, Colombia fourth, and Peru fifth, making it to the playoff match against New Zealand, um, which is actually really interesting. We'll get into that in a little bit too. But what were your thoughts? I know you watched the game. You were all over it. How'd you feel about it?
well, yeah, man. The first minute, I was like, holy crap, it's 1-0. So I wanted to see how the team was going to react, but more specifically, I wanted to see how Messi was going to react. And I think we finally got the reaction that we were waiting for. Literally put the team on his back and said, "Let's go." And that's exactly what he did, man. I mean, his all of his goals were perfect. They were beautiful, especially that chipper. Chipper was amazing. So hats off to you guys because, like I said, I want to see Messi in the World Cup. I want to see our the best players in it. So this was extremely important for it to happen. Um, as far as the rest of the game, man, the only thing that worries me a little bit about Argentina moving forward into the World Cup is that midfield. I think that's something that you guys need to get addressed. I'm still hoping my boy Bataglia gets a call up from the national team. But other than that, I mean, you guys pretty much after that second goal, I mean, you guys were in cruise control. You guys controlled the game. Obviously, playing in the mountains, you guys had to slow it down, which I think you guys did perfectly. So kudos to Argentina and kudos to Messi, man. He was getting so much criticism, man. I was seeing a whole bunch of stupid posts on Twitter about this man and how he's gonna fail and how he's lost it apparently. You know, so
Yeah.
and what does he do? He silenced all the haters and he scores not one, not two, but 3 goals to get Argentina to the finals. So kudos to you, Messi. Congrats, and I'm ready for an exciting World Cup.
Same here. I'm glad to see the teams that passed. I felt like honestly they deserve to be there. Colombia, I mean, they had been doing well. They were at the top the whole time. Couple of bad results put them in fourth place. Um, but I think it was fair. Peru in fifth, I think, is exactly where they needed to be. They got exactly the place they wanted. And Chile, on the other hand, which was eliminated, okay, they got a little taste of their own medicine. I mean, if I'm quite honest, something happened a few matches back when they played against Bolivia. They went to Bolivia, they played, and they tied. They got 1 point out of it. And Peru went up to Bolivia and they lost. So Chile had 1 extra point over Peru. And the reason I'm telling you this is because Chile then complained to FIFA and let them know that Bolivia was playing with a player that was not eligible. So technically they had to it counted as a forfeited match. So Chile ended up getting 2 extra points to make it their 3 winning points. And Peru ended up getting 3 points out of that 0. Now, what this means that if we look at the standings, Peru would have had 23 points. So they would have been in 7th. But Chile would have had 24 points. And by goal difference, they would have made the World Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Getting more points ended up working to their disadvantage. And they ended up being eliminated. It's insane. I mean, honestly, that's what I think. They got what they deserved. I think the teams that went to the World Cup are the ones that needed to be there. That's pretty much my take. I think it's going to be great. I'm glad they wanted it ended up that way. But for future reference, like I always say, I would love for more teams from South America to go. I think they're a lot more competitive at the world level.
Yeah, I mean, following this World Cup, there are going to be more slots open. So you guys think we'll get 2 more teams added for the new World Cup? I believe, is it 2 or 1?
Exactly.
2.
It's going to be 2. It's going to be 6 go directly,
and then the playoff spot for the 7th.
And the 7th spot, yeah, they go to the playoff match against New Zealand or whoever would play out of that one.
Right. So I actually thought I was actually watching the highlights of the Colombia-Peru game, and I was actually something that was going on Twitter. A video was a Falcao going up to the players, the Peruvian players, and telling them that, you know, just to play for the tie. I don't know if you saw that, but I
caught that.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome because honestly, I don't think most of South America wanted Chile to be in it, to be honest with you.
No, and the memes were galore. I mean, if you would have seen the memes about Chile during that match, it was crazy. I mean, none of South America wanted them there. And especially after they complained to FIFA. After that happened and they were awarded the points, the rest of FIFA, especially Colombia, Ecuador, Argentina, Uruguay, they were all pissed off, which are the teams that ended up making it. But yes, no, I did see that, and I didn't know if it was all the players. I thought it was he went to one player and told them that he.
No, it was actually a couple. I'll have to show you the video after, but it was, I want to say it was like 4 or 5 players, man. Yeah. But he went to a couple of them and was just telling them to pass along the message, I guess.
Yeah, wow.
I won't know exactly what he said, but I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines like, "Let's freaking tie." Like, let's both get through.
They were saying. I believe that from the video that I saw is he said, Chile is losing. If we tie, we both pass. It was something like that, what he said.
Yeah.
And at that point, Chile was already losing 2-0 because they got scored 2 quick goals. So they were down 2-0. So even if they lost, I believe it was 2-1. If they would have lost 2-1, they would have still.
Yeah. I believe they would have gone through on goal differential because
I'm actually. No, so even if they would have won 2-1, they would have been tied on goals. It would have been 27-27. So Peru would have still made. So Peru needed a tie.
Yeah.
Peru was looking for a tie to make it to the World Cup.
Yeah,
That's all I needed.
And I'm so happy they did, man. Like I had them in that 5th playoff seed. Now they better go and win that game against New Zealand, which I don't
see that. Yeah, I don't see that for any doubt. I think I'm giving that match a 5-0 maybe.
Wow. Well, I mean, I want to give Peru the benefit of the doubt that they're going to win a 4-5-0, but it's also Peru. So
that is true. I mean, you never
know.
I saw Uruguay score like 7 on them. So I'm pretty positive it's going to be like a 4 or 5. I mean, it's pretty embarrassing.
I'll go with no more than 3. No more than a 3 goal differential.
Fair enough. I mean, they're playing for a PES World Cup, so I will keep that in mind.
So that pretty much concludes it for the South American one. So let's move on now to the European one. 2 things I want to talk about. First, obviously, I want to talk about the Portugal game. What an atmosphere it was at the Estádio da Luz by the fans. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. The banners that they had up. I mean, just listening to the national anthem just gave me goosebumps. It was awesome. I thought we played fairly well. I thought the first half we could have done better at crossing the ball. I felt like our crosses were shit, plain and simple. But second half we cruise control. Bernat Silva definitely stood out to me as our best player on the pitch. João Moutinho had a hell of a game. Sir William, he was killing it in the midfield, controlling the game. So kudos to us. We're in the freaking World Cup, man, and who knows how far this team can get. I'm predicting semifinals. If everything goes well, I'm predicting semis. The worst we can do, I think, is going to be the quarterfinals. We have a lot of depth on this team, finally, which is something we haven't had in the past tournaments, is depth in key positions that I think we definitely do have going forward. I wish our defense was a little bit better. That's the only thing. Our center backs, because they're getting older. But other than that, man, I see us making a deep run into the tournament. Fernando Santos, as much criticism as he gets, whatever he says goes, man. He says we're going to win the group, we win the group. He said we were going to win the Euro, we won the Euro. So I'm just waiting for him to say we're going to win the World Cup, so then we can win that one too. But one can dream.
Let me ask you a quick question. What are the how many players has Portugal changed since the UEFA? Since you guys won the UEFA?
Well, Nani's no longer on the team. Man, that is a good question. Nani Quaresma doesn't start anymore either. He comes on as a sub, which is good. I actually prefer it that way when he comes in for about 15 minutes. But we pretty much kept the same nucleus. Other than Nani, I mean, we still have Eliseu, Pep, Font, Cedric. I mean, we brought in Neto, we brought in Atunj, but again, these aren't like, you know, your star caliber players that really stand out. As far as the key players, man, they're all there. Renat came back up. Bruno Fernandes from Spartan came up. Gonçalo Guedes too. I would love to see him get a shot. So I think we're definitely younger in some positions. But as far as a team, it's pretty much the same guys except for like maybe 4 or 5 players. But I'm actually really happy that Nani's not on it anymore, because it was tough to watch Portugal with Nani in that starting 11. That's just my opinion. But I think Nani was done like years ago. No offense to him. I mean, he did his thing for the national team, no doubt. But I think it was definitely time to move on from that.
All right. So a few other surprises that we saw in the Europe qualifier these last 2 matches.
Yes. Ireland, baby. Ireland made it. They beat Wales. They got into the I mean, they haven't made it, obviously. Yeah. They're in the playoff spot though. I really want them to go, man. Their fans are awesome. So I know the World Cup in Russia would be huge if Ireland were to make it. So hopefully they don't draw Italy, because I believe they're in the second. They're not a seeded team, so they could draw Italy. So hopefully they steer clear of that. Hopefully they make it through.
Another team that we saw get eliminated was Netherlands. Netherlands are out.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only way they had to make it was they had to beat Sweden 7-0. That wasn't going to happen. I mean, what was it? 2-0?
Yeah,
2-0, right?
2-0,
yeah. So, and Robin retired too. Robin retired from the national team.
Time. Yeah, so did Vidal, by the way. Vidal also retired. Touching back on the South American one, he called it quits already, and he hasn't even made it to the final.
It was actually pretty surprising that Vidal. I think it's just more of like a publicity. Yeah,
I think it's a usual stunt.
You know,
I think he
cry
feels,
for me. Yeah. You know, tell me how much you love me so I can come back. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, I think he definitely took a note from Messi's playbook after losing a World Cup finals. okay, and then losing a Copa America, and then losing another Copa America. Finals, finals, finals. This is all we do. Finals, finals, finals. We don't win it, but you can count on one team on being in the finals every time for the last 5-6 years. That's the only thing to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, that happens. I just feel like the players being at that stage, you're so high up after you lose that game. I mean, you have nothing. I mean, you're sitting at home watching TV, for the next 4 or 5 years. So it's understandable. But yeah, as far as Europe, I think most of the teams that are are expected.
Yeah, that was basically the biggest thing. Which now takes me to the CONCACAF one, and that was crazy. that literally came down to the last minutes. Also some controversy.
Yeah,
and
about
the Panama game,
match fixing and goals that never happened. Ghost
goals, as they were calling it. Yeah.
Yes, they're called ghost goals. Now these ghost goals are goals that the ball never went into the goal. So in the Panama U.S. game, was it?
No, it wasn't Panama and U.S. It was actually Panama and Costa Rica.
I'm sorry, Panama, Costa Rica. Panama needed to win, and the first goal, the ball never went in, and then it goes out to the corner kick, and they counted it as a goal.
Right, but it was a PK.
I think it was certainly a PK. Yeah.
So from behind, so he still had, so it was still 50-50 technically, but it was definitely not a goal. But it was a PK.
So it was definitely a PK. So it was not a goal, but it would have been a PK instead. So the ref clearly, I don't know what they did, but I don't know why they don't have the same technology all over the world. But
yeah, I don't know why they don't have the video replay. I mean,
this
thing needs to start getting established through all how would I want to say, through all qualification, not just leagues, but
through all the FIFA. I mean, everybody should have the same rules no matter what.
I agree.
What continent you're playing in. But yeah, that was one of them. And the second goal by them was also against Costa Rica was also an offsides.
Yeah.
So the second one should have never counted either, but they kept on going, and that was the second one. So they ended up winning 2-1. Now the U.S. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If the U.S. would have won, we wouldn't have been talking about anything of this.
No.
Forget about all the match fixing and all the games or they scored extra. All they had to do
was
tie.
Even
all they had to do was
tie.
If they would have tied or won, they would have been in. They would have been right now in the plane. Right now, next, shaking Trump's hand and calling it a day. But no. That would have been too easy. So they went and lost. I saw a lot of people angry. I mean, the coach. Oh my God. Here we go again. Flappy hands sitting over there on the bench. That man has what does the U.S. need to do going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's embarrassing, shameful to not get a result against Trinidad and Tobago.
Losing
to
Trinidad and Tobago.
I mean, I know they lost, but they just needed to tie. Okay. I mean, like that's and it's just like watching the game yesterday. It just felt like the players didn't give a crap. Like they weren't there mentally. I don't know how you don't get up for a game like this if you're a player, and I don't know how if you're a coach you don't get your players motivated, because they just looked lost out there. They looked so slow. It was terrible. It was pathetic. Tim Howard letting that goal from, what was it, like 40 yards out or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
That was insane. Like, as a goalkeeper, you're supposed to, need to block that.
No, yeah. And the ball was coming directly down to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he tried to do, because it went right over him. It was just insane. I mean, I feel like they fixed themselves to send a message. I mean, it was just sad. It was just a poor game.
I think the U.S. needs to blow up everything. Get rid of the Michael Bradleys. Okay, Michael Bradley hasn't been good ever.
Yeah.
Josie Altidore, I keep hearing people say, he's still promising. The guy's 27.
Yeah.
27.
And he has demonstrated nothing.
That's nothing. Off. Scrub. Next. Tim Howard. He's like 50. It's time, it gets to a certain point where you got to move on from these players. And the thing that sucks the most, though, about the U.S. not making it is 4 years ago when the World Cup was going on, the World Cup publicity in this country was off the charts, man. It was
skyrocketing.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Everyone was tuning into the games, and the fact that now they're not going to be in the World Cup, it's not going to be as publicized, unfortunately, which sucks. And I think the U.S. definitely took like a huge hit as far as that goes, and I feel really bad for Pulisic too, because now he's gonna have to wait till he's 22. So I feel bad for him. I feel so bad for him because he's playing with a bunch of scrubs and a coach who has no idea what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, and the main thing about this for Pulisic would have been just to have the experience. Messi played only as a sub in 2006, so kind of to get him ready for the 2010 World Cup, right? So he was coming in the second half. When he scored a goal there, it was like a minute 62 after he had just went in. So you get the experience, the atmosphere of being there, the pressure that you have being at that stage. I mean, it's crazy. So it kind of sucks for Pulisic. But I mean, that's what the U.S. has to live with now. I mean, you're
yeah. I mean,
losing the time.
We're gonna dive into that a little bit more because we got a couple of questions from our fans that want us to dive a little bit deeper into that, which I promise you guys we will. But we're gonna move on from the World Cup qualifying, and we are going to move on to the NFL now. Let's move on to football. Dario, your Eagles are 4-1.
Whew, man. I mean, I expected this. Let me tell you that. Last season, we ended up 6-10. And I said, we're shit, we're crap from the very get-go. Actually, well, not from the very get-go, because we started 3-0 against 3 crappy teams, and we just got lucky in the way the season started and the matchups that we had. But as soon as the season started going, it sucked. But man, this year, I expected us not only to go to the playoffs, but to be competing for a spot up there. Conference finals, perhaps? I mean, the NFC is looking tough. But, hey, we're 4-1. We got the second best record in the NFL. Okay, we're only tied with Atlanta with 4-1.
No, Panthers are 4-1.
Panthers on 4. Yeah, what's Atlanta?
Had the bye week, so they're 3.
Oh, they're 3-1. Okay, but I'm sure they're gonna get it.
Oh yeah, well,
they're playing the Dolphins next week. Yeah,
we'll get into as well.
But yeah, they're looking pretty. It's Atlanta. I thought they were gonna not have such a strong team this season, but it's still a team to be reckoned with. I mean, they're still strong. But yeah, we're 4-1. We're playing next week. I'm sorry, not next week. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow against the Panthers. Finally, a good Thursday night game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think other than the what was it, the 49ers and the Rams that played Thursday night, I think that was one of the best football games just because it was high scoring and it was 2 defenses that didn't know how to play. Forth. Exactly. Yeah, the Eagles, man. Like I said, I had picked them to win division. They're 4-1, so I'm looking great right now. Thank you, Philly. And Dallas dropped another game. I mean, Aaron Rodgers stole one from them. I mean, he's a bad man. He's a bad man. And he went to Dallas and stole another one from them. So what is that?
With a minute 13 left, may I add?
Yeah.
People were leaving already the stadium, and then they were like, wait a minute. He has a minute and 13 seconds. By the way, 1:13 is my birthday. So just to throw that out there, 1:13 is my birthday, and these guys dropped that game with a minute and 13 left to go. Yeah,
I mean, kudos to Aaron Rodgers. He's a beast. I think easily one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the NFL. Maybe I'd probably put Tom Brady over him. But anywho, that's for another day. As far as this Thursday night game, I have Philadelphia beating the Panthers. I think you guys will get the job done. I think you guys will move to 5-1. I don't trust Cam, so that's why I'm saying that. I think Carolina has been more about the defense than it has the offense. Yeah. So I feel like, and Philly, I think Philly have a top-notch defense. It's getting better as the season goes on. So I can see them causing Cam Newton some havoc. I'm really interested to see how Carson Wentz does against that defense. That I think that's going to be the key to the game. Is going to be Carson Wentz versus the Panthers defense. But from everything that I've seen so far from Carson this season, I don't see why you guys can't win it. I think you guys will win it by. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be high scoring either. I think it's going to be very defensive. Um, maybe like no more than 20 points. Maybe like a 20-17, like last second field goal type thing. That's what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to have the Eagles moving to 5-1.
I have us going the other way this game. I believe in my Eagles, but good God, I do not trust them on prime time, man. And let me put it to you this way: the odds are against the Eagles right now. By the way, if Carson Wentz can pull off a game like last week, we're gonna have to beg that Cam Newton does not do the same to our defense.
Right.
Okay. Now LeGarrette Blount is coming back. He's having a great game. He's been putting up numbers. He's been that player, that running back that we've been desperately needing. Zach Ertz needs to keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah, he's breaking out. He's doing great. He's breaking out.
He has a couple touchdowns, 387 yards already. The thing is, we were talking about the little kid over there, Smallwood. He's questionable. Okay, so let's keep that in mind.
But I think LeGarrette Blount's going to have a huge game. I think LeGarrette Blount's going to have a big game for you guys.
You think the running defense for the Panthers is going to be good enough?
No, I mean, yeah, they definitely have a top-notch defense. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's obviously the matchup I'm seeing. But, I mean, this is the reason why you guys brought LeGarrette Blount. You guys need a big running back bruiser. He can run people over. He breaks tackles. So I think LeGarrette Blount's going to have a big game for you guys.
I hope. I mean, trust me. I hope so. I hope I'm wrong. That's just my prediction. I'm just being realistic based on what I've seen. And I know the Eagles defense still has holes in it. So I'm hoping that it's a loss. It's going to be a close one. If we lose, it's going to be a close one. I would love for us to win. If we beat, I'll tell you what, if we beat the Panthers, we're going to go to 5-1. And I think we may have just secured ourselves the first spot in the NFC.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, 5-1. 5-1 when the closest competitor is 2-2.
No, yeah, I mean, by winning division, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we go 5-1, we secured ourselves a spot in the playoffs. That's my prediction for week 6. If we win, we secured ourselves a spot in the playoffs. Just because of difference, just because we have a crappy division this year. The Redskins would also have to lose, which they're coming back from a bye. So, and who do the Redskins play this Sunday?
49ers, so that's a win. That should be a win.
Well, I would love for it to be, hey, are the 49ers thinking about bringing Kaepernick back?
No.
They're still not considering it? No?
Their man is Hoyer, I guess.
And the Giants play the Chargers?
No, they played the Chargers. They lost. Wait a minute. Yeah, they lost to San Diego.
They lost San Diego. That's what
Odell Beckham got hurt, out for the season.
So they're 0-5.
They're on 5.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be.
That's right.
0-6. I'm not sure who they play, but yeah, it's not looking good if you're a Giants fan this year.
So that's why. So the Giants are already out. The Cowboys are not looking good. Odell. I miss Odell. Oh my God, I'm getting my players confused.
Prescott?
Dak, yes. Dak is still he's still been playing at I think he's playing at a stop. It's the team around him that has been definitely changing.
It's the defense.
Exactly. He has no time. And that's the difference between last season. That's what I was saying last season. He's looking so great. That man could hold the ball for as long as he wanted, and then he could also run out of the pocket, right? Because he's also a quickster. So that's the thing.
I feel like the problem with the Cowboys this year is last year they managed the clock perfectly. They ran the football. They kept the other team on the sideline, which was perfect because their defense wasn't good last year either. But because they kept their defense off the field and went on these long drives that took half the quarter, which is why I think they had major success, and they're not having that success this year with managing the ball, and their defense is just poor, man. But I still think the Cowboys will be in the playoffs. I just think it'll be a wild card, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
So you're thinking the Redskins won't get any spot?
No,
Or
no, no. Yeah, no. Redskins aren't making it. I said in the beginning of the year that I had the Eagles winning the division and I had Dallas finishing second in the NFC East and making wild card.
so even though the Redskins are looking a little better right now, you think it's gonna go the opposite way?
Yeah, because the how many years has Washington done this?
No, no, yeah. See, the thing for Washington is dropping the ball on the wild card game. I mean, they'll make the playoffs, but the only time they've ended up anywhere close to the top is when the division was barely
Crap.
winning 7 or 8 games for the rest of the division.
Yeah.
Right. So I do keep that in mind. But again, just based on what I've seen from the Cowboys, man, last week was hard to watch.
I just know defense, man. They need to sign some corners. I heard they were trying to bring back Darrelle Revis or someone else, which I don't even think Darrelle Revis. Well, I mean, Darrelle Revis is old. He's done. He's done. There's a reason why he's out of the NFL right now. I don't think even adding Darrelle Revis will make any type of difference to that defense. I think that's something that they're going to have to use the offseason to retool.
All right. Well, moving on.
Yeah, let's move on to the Dolphins.
To a special division in your heart. Tell me about how your division's looking.
The same. Patriots are going to win. Patriots are going to win the division.
Well, what are the standings, though? Give me the standings of the division.
I believe it's New England. New England's in first. Buffalo, the Jets, and then us. We are last in that division, which is still shocking to me that the Jets are above us. It pisses me off. It really does. But anywho, let me dive in a little bit to the Tennessee game.
Let me correct you real quick. Buffalo's first. Jets are in second.
Yeah, but everyone's 3-2, man. We know Buffalo's not staying at the top.
That is okay.
Okay.
I'm just on your standings.
You want Buffalo? Okay.
No.
Is
That's
Buffalo
not my
winning the
I'm
division?
just giving you the standings.
Is Buffalo winning the division, Daria?
Fuck no. I'm giving you the standings.
Okay, that's fine. I'm giving you the standings that will be at the end.
Oh, okay.
And we will
That's
be
your
last.
prediction. I was asking you what the
last.
predictions are now.
We all know Buffalo can't. No. It's going to be New England.
Who will be last?
The Dolphins are going to be last in the division.
You said Buffalo would be last.
No. Buffalo will definitely be second. Buffalo will be second. But anyway, let's talk about this Titans game. So shitty. I expected more because they were playing with a backup quarterback. Now, our defense, to their credit, held up their end. We caused the fumble, and then we scored. The defense scored the only touchdown. No, I'm sorry. The first touchdown for us. And Jay Cutler, although it's not all his fault, because our offensive line is crap.
Did not give him a second.
And speaking of offensive line, I don't know if our offensive line coach has been on coke every single game this week. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw the video. Of our offensive line.
Could have been anyone.
Offensive line coach doing coke before he goes into a team meeting. This is my team, guys. This is the Miami Dolphins this year. I mean, we are a joke. We have Jay Cutler and we got an offensive line coach doing coke before team meetings. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. It's so freaking embarrassing.
Let me give you the stats real quick for Jay Cutler last game. Okay, he had 1 touchdown. Okay, 92 yards to end the game, and 1 interception.
Yeah, shit. It's terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
so
if you look at Matt Castle, Castle had better stats than that.
I know,
although his interception wasn't really his fault because I think it got whatever
the fuck it was.
Whatever.
But just in his tradition, an interception a game. You're winning for it. It doesn't matter if it rebounds to the head. It doesn't matter what it is.
We just look so bad on offense. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. I don't even. At what point are we going to make the change? Because honestly, I'd rather see Matt Moore.
Should have started now. Start the change. What is the man still doing in there?
I would love to, but they're paying him $10 million. You're not going to bench, at least not this early in the season.
I told you, RG3 got paid $10 million to sit on the bench. Okay, you guys can do the same thing. It wouldn't be the first time.
No, I understand that. But I think the Washington was a different situation than it is with Jay Cutler. I mean, we literally persuaded this man to come out of retirement, okay, when he didn't want to. Okay, we had to persuade him because he was leaning toward retirement, and we're like, you know what, we'll give you $10 million. All right, where do I sign? And he's been shit, man. It sucks. Yeah. And I see fans, remaining hopeful, which is cute.
Yeah.
Like we're 2-2 guys, but have you seen our schedule? Have you seen our schedule?
You want to go over with that real quick, just so they can have a little giggle? I mean, and to be fair, Jay Cutler did try to retire. You guys didn't let him.
So we play the Falcons. I think we're gonna get blown out. I think it's gonna be bad.
What's your prediction? That's his week. So what's your prediction?
I think the Falcons put 40 on us.
What?
40. Yeah.
Okay, and how many?
Maybe 3. Maybe we'll score 3 points. Maybe 10. Maybe 10.
1 touchdown and just a field goal?
Or like 2-3 field goals. We might not even score a touchdown. That's how bad our offense is.
So should I play their defense?
The Falcons?
Yeah.
Yeah, start them. That's a must start. Hey, for all you fantasy gurus out there, if you got the Falcons defense, that's a must start this week. All right.
Yeah, if you guys are trying to get 30 points this week.
So look, I'm going to go down the next couple of games, okay? So after the Falcons, we face the Jets. I want to say we'll beat the Jets, but clearly history this season.
Last time.
Exactly. But clearly history has proved otherwise because we scored 6 points against the Jets. That's embarrassing. Okay, yeah. So that's a 50-50 game. Okay, fine. We'll be 3-3 again. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, we play the Ravens. We never beat the Ravens. The Ravens always kick our ass year in and year out. We don't know how to play against physical teams. The Ravens play very physical. We turn in, and it's just bad. It's just bad. The Ravens are going to kill us. Then after the Ravens, we play the Raiders. Now, here's the interesting thing. I don't know if Derek Carr is going to be back for the Raiders because if that's the case, if he's not back and they have E.J. Manuel, he looked poor against Baltimore.
Will Marshawn be back? Is he? Because I know
think Marshawn did play. He didn't.
Okay, because he sat out the last game.
Yeah. So I mean, even with Marshawn there, but if E.J. Manuel's there, maybe that's another 50-50. But after that, Tampa, that's a loss. New England, loss. Broncos, loss. Patriots, loss. Bills, loss. Chiefs, loss. And then we play the Bills again, loss. So I think we can win maybe 2 more games this season. So we'll finish with a record of 4-12.
4-12.
4-12.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's just, I mean, man, that's nothing to look forward to. What the hell are you gonna be doing Thanksgiving and New Year's and?
Oh, I'm gonna be praying we get the number 1 draft pick, man. Hey, Tank, this season we need to draft a franchise quarterback. It's time, Miami. It is time to start fresh. Ever since Dan Marino retired.
How long is Tannehill out?
Well, Tannehill's out for the year. I don't want Tannehill back.
I know, but he doesn't have a chance. I mean, he went out.
No. Tannehill's not the answer. I don't want us to bring Tannehill back and then draft something. Like, if, for example, if we have a top 5 pick, okay, if we have a top 5 pick and we choose to bring Tannehill back, and we draft anything else than a quarterback, fuck the Dolphins. Fuck next season, because it's going to be the same shit. It's going to be the same thing. Everyone's like, Tannehill this. Well, he shows promise. Well, he shows that. Well, he's showing this. No, it's the same thing. Tannehill, to his credit, he's definitely better than Jay Cutler. Okay?
Oh,
he's
no
definitely
doubt.
better than
No
Jay Cutler.
doubt. I don't think that's even it.
But how many games has Tannehill got us to the playoffs? 0. He's never made the playoffs.
Last season.
Yes, you keep saying last season, but he got hurt. Unfortunately, yes, it would have been cool to see what he would do in that Pittsburgh game.
It doesn't matter. He got you guys there. We talked about this. He got you guys there. He played enough games to say that he carried the Dolphins to the fucking playoffs. Okay?
I just want to show you a comment here that our good friend Carolina said, and I completely agree with her. The Dolphins suck ass. We suck ass. With Tannehill, we're still ass. We're mediocre. You know what? We're mediocre with Ryan Tannehill. We're still mediocre. We're not good. Let me ask you a
question. What do you think your record with the team you guys have this year? What do you think your record would be if you had Tannehill?
8-8, 9-7. Mediocre.
As opposed to what?
Yeah, I know. 4-12. I understand it. I understand.
You could be going to the playoffs. That's what you're telling me.
No. Not this year in the AFC. No. I don't think so. Not at 8-8, 9-7. I don't think so. We had to win 10. We had to win 10 games last year to make the playoffs.
Yeah, but you have other teams that are looking crappy. Who I would have thought this season would have been doing a lot better.
Yeah, I mean the Raiders, but let me
put it this way: hurt. When you're starting from 0, a winning season is a winning season. That's where you're forgetting.
It is, but okay. So you're
consistency.
Telling me, okay, do you see Tannehill as a franchise quarterback? Yes or no?
I think if he would have stayed healthy, yes.
Fuck off.
I think that's exactly what the Dolphins needed. I think it's what they needed. I think it's what they needed. I think
God,
their
this
only
pisses me off because people don't know how to rate effing quarterbacks.
Let me tell you something, bud.
Let me ask you something.
Okay,
Kirk
You
Cousins or Ryan
thought-
Tannehill?
you
Kirk Cousins or Ryan
thought-
Tannehill? Real quick, before you get into this, Kirk Cousins or
Kirk
Ryan
Cousins. That's besides the point.
Kirk,
You-
come to Miami.
You thought that Jay Cutler was going to do well. So don't tell me. Stop
Okay.
it. Don't tell me about rating quarterbacks when for a minute you thought that man would have done anything for that team. Let me just put it like that.
Oh, this is the last time we're bringing this up because I told you I was fooled with trickery and
that's totally fine.
and all these stupid ass analysts that say they're analysts on ESPN saying Dolphins this and Dolphins that. Well, guess what, guys? We're dog shit. You're wrong. We suck. Draft a quarterback. It's been long overdue. Let's draft a quarterback. Let's pray to God that he's not a bust because we've been through like 15, 16 quarterbacks
Okay,
since Dan Marino retired.
let me
Hell,
ask
bring
you-
Dan Marino back.
Let me ask you one more. Do you think Flacco could do better? Martin here.
Flacco over Jay Cutler? Yes.
Martin here in the comments is saying that the Dolphins can take Flacco. What do you think?
I think he's an upgrade over Cutler. Then again, anything is.
Okay, but is he an upgrade over Tannehill?
I think they're about the same.
The
But-
man has a Super
but
Bowl
I-
ring.
I
How
know.
dare you?
No, because I think it was Baltimore's defense led him to that ring. I don't think it was necessary. I mean, don't get me wrong, Flacco played
The-
phenomenal, but
Let's look at the stats. Do you want? We should pull the stats for that ring because I would definitely want to see the stats for that ring.
well, he had a hell of a playoff run. He didn't throw any interceptions, I believe, which was crazy.
Did he get lucky? That's
but
fine.
I know,
Luck
but
is
ever
better
since
than
I get that, but ever since Flacco got that big contract, he's been like a shadow of himself. He hasn't been
He's
that
played
good.
like trash.
He's
Good
been
God.
ass. He really has. So that's all I got as far as the Dolphins. Now,
Yeah.
I want to get into power rankings. Okay, so we're gonna give you guys our power rankings so far. I think we can both agree that the Chiefs are number one.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I think they're the only team undefeated right now. I think they played against they had good opponents.
Yeah,
right.
no,
I mean they beat
you
us.
beat New England in New England. That's
they beat
that's
New
not
England. They
easy
beat
to do.
us, so that's good enough.
Well,
Fuck.
here's another thing. Alex Smith, do you think he could win MVP?
At this rate,
Yes, at this rate, if he keeps going, he's a favorite.
most
He's,
I don't see any
right now,
other-
if I had to vote MVP, I'd vote Alex Smith.
I'll tell you what. I'll put one exception to that.
Hmm.
The quarterback. What is it? Watkins. What's his name? What's the name? The quarterback for. He played the other night. He threw major points. What's his name? Good God.
Which team? I have fucking no idea.
Good. Damn.
Oh, Deshaun Watson.
Watson. Yeah. Oh man, he's been putting up numbers. Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
he hasn't been
he's
winning.
gonna be rookie.
but-
He's gonna be rookie. The rookie
Oh,
of
for
the year.
sure. Oh, yeah,
Easily,
yeah,
easily.
that's not even a question.
That man is gonna be
Doesn't have a
elite.
question. But I definitely think that if his team were to be doing better, and this is what I was telling you about with teams that it's easier to win the MVP as your whole team is doing better, even though you're not. And this goes back to the power rankings that we had for MVP for the NBA. That the only reason why certain players don't have a chance is just because their team sucks.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, don't get me wrong. Deshaun Watson is great, but I still think Alex Smith is playing better right now.
Yeah, but I think his team around him is also better.
Agreed, but the Texans have a top-notch defense. I mean, the Texans are still building. All right, they're still on the come up, but the fact that they have a quarterback, that's huge because
Oh, I
now it
think
makes
that-
building the rest
yeah.
of the team so much
Yeah, yeah.
easier. So
Yeah, we both have the Chiefs, number one. Number two, we both have the Packers.
Aaron
He's a bad
Rodgers,
man.
he's a bad man.
Bad man.
He's a bad man. He did it again to the Cowboys, man. Cowboys fans hate this guy. He did it
Yeah.
last year against them in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
playoffs. Did it again in the regular season. So yeah, Packers number 2 for me, and this is where
This is
we have our first disagreement.
this
So
is-
who's your
this is
number
wh-
3?
number 3. I have the Panthers, and let me say something right there. The only reason why I have the Panthers above the following team is just because I think they're going to beat them.
Mm.
That's the only reason. But at the end of the season, I think we might end up with a better record.
See,
That's why.
I have the Eagles at number 3, and I have the Panthers at number 4. I just don't trust Cam Newton.
Yeah, I just have him back. You don't trust Cam Newton?
I don't trust Cam Newton. I don't trust him. He's an interception waiting to happen.
I hope you're right. My golly gee, I hope you're right, buddy. Because I know how the Eagles defense can be. And they're a mistake waiting to happen. Penalty, 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 wide open pass, and the man loves to just fling that shit. And if he doesn't see the pass, he run. He's a runner. That's what the Eagles cannot stop.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think you're giving the Eagles defense enough credit. I think
I'm giving them enough credit. I'm just talking about by the amount of points they scored on us. If we take away last week's game, the game before that, it was a who do we play? We played the Chargers. That was a close game. That was a close matchup. I mean, we barely won that game against the Chargers. That is the only reason why. We were 26-24 against the Chargers.
Yeah, but that was in LA, right? You guys played them in
LA.
Okay,
fine. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Who's the worst team in the NFL right now?
The Dolphins.
Okay, above the Dolphins. Let me tell you, they're 0-5.
Oh, the Giants, yeah.
Okay. We beat them 27-24 at home.
Yeah, but that's a divisional game. That's different. Divisional games.
That's totally fine, but they're the worst in the NFL.
I get it, but divisional games
are
different. Divisional games are different.
Let me go before that. We lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs. The Chiefs. Alex
Every
Smith.
game is an excuse. You cannot go by excuses. You have to look by the points. You have to look at the points. The one before that, we beat the Redskins. And 30-17.
Yeah.
The very first game. But the Redskins are trash.
I don't think the Redskins
Okay. All right.
I don't think the Redskins are trash. I think they're mediocre.
That's where they've always been. That's what they've always been.
They can't seem to escape that mediocrity. They can't get above that. So moving on, who's your last team? Who's your 5th team?
And I have as now,
you have we both have the Chiefs. Packers number 2. We have the disagreement at number 3 where you have the Panthers. I have the Eagles. Then we flip flop at 4. So who's your last one?
I have the Falcons. I have the Falcons at number 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with the Falcons. I don't have them at number 5.
What's yours?
I have the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos are getting enough credit.
Yeah. We thought that the crazy thing that was happening with their quarterbacks, I mean, it seems like they got it down.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor Siemian isn't bad. He's a game manager. He's kind of like an Alex Smith, to be honest with you. Kind of like an Alex Smith. Probably not as high caliber as Alex Smith, but they don't need him to throw all these crazy touchdowns and throw over 300 yards because their defense is so top notch.
That's the thing. Alex Smith has a little more experience.
No, yeah, for sure, absolutely. I mean, Trevor Siemian was his 3rd year starting.
Yeah, that's why.
So, but they have the running game going. Like I said, their defense is top notch. I like what I'm seeing from Denver. I don't think they get enough credit. So I have them at number 5. Defense wins championships, my friend. So
that is true.
I'm going with the Broncos at number 5. I don't know if you have anything else you want to add or say.
As far as the NFL, no. I mean, it's looking interesting. We finally have a good Thursday night game. Keep an eye out for that. This weekend, the Redskins are back. For our Redskins fans out there, they'll keep an eye out for that game. It's going to be an easy win. It should be an easy win for the Skins. They're playing San Fran.
I mean, and plus they're coming off a bye week, so
exactly.
You think
so
with
they've
that
had
extra
2
week
weeks
to prepare
to sleep.
I think
so. Yeah,
I think that'll be good. So let's move on to the NBA. We're gonna do our standings, our predictions for how the Eastern Conference is gonna look like and our Western Conference. So which one do you want to start with, East or West? Let's start with the East because it's crappier.
Yeah.
It's not as fun. It's
I'll let you give out your picks first this time.
So for the East, I think we both agree Cavs number 1.
Certainly.
Celtics number 2.
For sure.
Wizards 3.
Yeah, why not?
So I have the Heat at number 4. Then I have the Raptors at 5. I have the Bucks at 6. I have the Hawks at 7, and I have the Pistons making it as the 8th seed.
All right, so I think we have just 3 disagreements on this one.
Yeah.
I have, instead of having the Heat in fourth place, I had put the Raptors. So I swapped them.
Yeah, I mean it could go. I mean, yeah,
It's close. It's not like we
yeah.
haven't far away. I mean, we
Yeah.
haven't won across from each other. But the one major difference we have is at 8th place.
Yeah, you have the Hornets.
I put the Hornets in there. Fuck it.
Honestly, it's the East. Like
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying the Pistons, because the Pistons, they had a young nucleus. I believe they acquired Avery Bradley as well from the Celtics, who I think will be a nice addition to that team. So maybe they can squeak in there at number 8. I mean, Andre Drummond's also a beast center that they have. So we'll see how it goes. But do you see anyone maybe knocking off the Cavs at number 1? Do you think the Wizards have a shot? Or
absolutely not. Anyone but them. They don't have a chance. Let me put it to you that way.
See, the Wizards are interesting.
It's Washington.
It is.
That's what's interesting. It's Washington. Do you understand that? You cannot expect anything from Washington. Do you want me to go back to all their sports reference? Do you want me to talk about the NHL? I mean, sorry, the MLB playoffs right now?
Yeah.
They don't even know who's playing. Who's playing right now? Did they decide who's going to be the pitcher? They were changing it every hour. Okay.
I don't know baseball, so I have no.
That's my
idea.
point. That's the exact point I'm making. It's Washington. For God's sake, it's Washington.
I know. I just want to see how they're going to look this year. I love Bradley Beal, man.
That's why he needs to leave. He should have done. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. He should have done. He should have gone to the Celtics. He wanted to make something big. He should have gone to the Celtics. He should have gone to Miami.
Yeah, I would have agreed with
Well,
Miami.
yeah, I know you would have, but
been
he would. I mean, he would have gone to a team where he can be with someone else to make something out of it.
I mean, they have John Wall. I don't think John Wall's a bad player. I think John Wall's is good. Dude, John Wall's good.
I'm not saying he's bad.
Better.
I'm
he
saying
just needs to get a
being
shot.
there, it's sucking the greatness out of players. That's what Washington does. They suck greatness. They're great players. I'm telling you what right now. If he would have been in the Cavs, all right. If he would have been in the Spurs, if Beal would have been, you put him wherever the hell you want, the Celtics, the Cavs, anywhere but Washington, that man would have been in the conference finals. And most likely he would have won it. I think he is that game changer. I think he's young. He is active.
Yeah, he's a hell of a shooter. He's got such a beautiful jump shot.
And he can carry a team. I think he's always
yeah, I feel like he's kind of shadowed by John Wall in a way, because I feel like John Wall gets all the attention.
Yeah, because he likes the flair, you know. Yeah. He's like, "Woo, John Wall." No, thanks. You know, I don't need that. I don't need that. You know how much I hate that little, being cocky about it on the field, because it takes away from your team. Every time you try to be all fancy around your teammates, it takes away from them. That's what they don't understand.
Unless you're Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, and that's the point. That's why every time he's complaining that his teammates don't like him, that the fans don't like him, it's exactly that, because you're taken away from him. Every time you try to do something that is not to the benefit of the team and is to the benefit of yourself, that's why then you get those arguments that the team and the fans don't like him. That's it. And it's nothing against him. It's just saying when you act that way, you're just taking away from your own team.
Fair enough. I'll leave it at that. I feel like that summed it up pretty well. Now here I have another question for you for the Cavs. How many games do you think they'll win? Over 50?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Think they'll get to 60? Or be somewhere in the middle, like 55?
They don't have that, like we were talking about last week. They do not have
Isaiah Thomas. Yeah,
Isaiah Thomas
that's
until
going to be the key.
December, January. So it all comes down to who they play. Okay. And if the team has enough, because I know Wade came along now too. So if they can hold up the lines,
they looked poor in the last preseason match. I don't really watch preseason. I just saw the stats, but they were like 9 for 2. It was
we lost. I mean the Spurs lost too. I hope it doesn't mean
he
anything.
beat the Wizards tonight. He beat the Wizards.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
At preseason?
117. Yeah, I know it means nothing, but we beat them.
117 to what?
115. We beat them by 2.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, nothing. It's preseason. No one gives a crap.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. So that's what the NBA
for the Eastern Conference.
For the Eastern Conference, what it comes down to.
Let's dive into the West, because this is where it gets crazy.
Oof.
All right. So the only thing we actually have disagreed on here is, well, two teams. Number one, we both have the Warriors.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Number two, I have the Spurs.
yeah. And I put
And
the Rockets in that
yes,
spot.
and I've been preaching, and I'm gonna keep preaching that when Greg Popovich, when you count out the Spurs, this is when Greg Popovich just comes out of nowhere. The Spurs are playing phenomenal basketball. Kawhi Leonard is gonna be playing MVP type caliber season, man. It's going to be fun. Now, I know they lost Simmons, which I think is a significant loss.
Yeah.
But Pop being Pop, I don't think it's too much of a setback, I guess you can say.
I just
I
hope
mean,
we
they
can-
still
we
have
can
that
pick up
veteran. I
somebody.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys got Rudy Gay. I think Rudy
Yeah.
Gay's. I think
Oh,
Rudy.
yeah, yeah.
I think Rudy Gay is going to be nice. I think he's a very underrated acquisition that you guys got if he can stay healthy though, because he does get hurt. He's kind of like an injury prone player.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's the perfect situation for him because he doesn't have to come in and try to be the guy, because he's probably going to be the third scoring option on the team behind Kawhi and LaMarcus. So I think it's perfect. So I'm looking for you guys to do big things, and I have the Spurs at number 2, mostly because of Popovich.
Yeah, yeah. And instead of the Spurs at 2, I put in the Rockets. I thought the Rockets were looking pretty this year. So
I mean, yeah, Chris Paul was definitely a nice acquisition. They do have a nice bench. They do have a nice bench, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. I still don't think it's going to be enough. I still think they're going to rely heavily on James Harden.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's still their main guy. It's not like they're gonna the power is gonna shift from one to the other. I think it's still his team.
Of course, but Chris Paul's gonna have the ball in his hand a lot more now because he's gonna be the point guard.
Yeah,
Harden's gonna, I believe he's gonna switch back to the 2.
So they have the Rockets are actually playing the Grizzlies right now. They're losing again. Doesn't matter.
It's preseason.
It's preseason. Yeah, it doesn't. It's irrelevant. But Ariza, Chris Paul, Harden. Okay. Who else do we have?
They have the guy named Capella.
Capella, right? And Anderson.
Yeah, but
Mr. Anderson. So they, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they took the time during the playoffs. That's the only reason why I put them up there. I just think that the Spurs were expecting trades that never came, and they let go of players who we weren't expecting to let go.
But in the Spurs' defense, I think they looked really good against Golden State until Kawhi got hurt.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But now we lost some players. Now we don't have Simmons anymore. Simmons was actually a key player.
But Rudy Gay is going to fill in that role. I'm telling you, watch out for Rudy Gay. He's going to fill in that role. I think the Spurs will be fine, especially because Kawhi is going to elevate his game.
And let's hope Parker comes back healthy again. He's already an old man. Gino can no longer carry.
Yeah, I mean, they have Miles.
Weight.
They have Miles, but they also they've been there. They've been there, so they know. So I actually have the Rockets at 3. Which was hard, man, because at 4th I have the Thunder, and I kind of wanted to put the Thunder at 3, but I'm not sure how Carmelo, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook are going to look. Plus, the Thunder don't have as deep of a bench as the Rockets do, so that's the reason I'm putting them at 4. But I wouldn't be shocked if later, at the end of the season, the Thunder end up 3rd and the Rockets end up 4th. So, but I'm definitely excited to see the Thunder, man. I think it's going to be cool to see.
Yeah, we both agreed on the Thunder to 4th place.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Again, after what I saw from Westbrook last season, I'm excited to see what he's going to do again with somebody.
I want to see what Carmelo's going to do.
Yeah.
Is Carmelo going to finally play? You don't think so? See, I think he's going to play motivated, man, because he's finally on a good team. He's finally on a good team. He's got a shot to win a championship. I'm not saying they are, but they are one of the favorites.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
so. I want to see. I don't think Carmelo's done, man. I do not think.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
We both have.
Yeah, Grizzlies at number 5. Grizzlies are solid. They don't get enough credit. Mike Conley, Marc Gasol. I mean, those guys do their thing.
Yeah, they got the good Gasol. Yeah, they got a fucking shitty one.
So I have the Timberwolves at 6.
I put the Jazz.
I like Jimmy Butler, man.
Yeah,
they have a nice nucleus of the young players. With Towns, with Wiggins, and Butler coming to that team. I just didn't put them above the Grizzlies because they're still young, and they still got to figure everything out as far as how Jimmy Butler is going to fit into that team. But I definitely think the Grizzlies will get into the playoffs. I see them as a 6th seed.
Yeah. I mean, the Jazz, it doesn't matter. It's preseason. They're 5-0.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I know,
And-
but they lost Hayward. That's
I
why.
know.
That's why I'm worried. That's
Yeah.
why I put him at 7, just because they lost Gordon Hayward, and he was one of their top options.
Completely. But I think they still have enough to be able to make something. Okay. I think they have what's
They
it
have
called?
Favors.
Gobert Hood.
Yeah, Gobert's good, man. I got him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, exactly. Who else? Exum, who came from the bench. Mitchell, Cephalosha.
Yeah, he's back.
Again, he. So these players out of nowhere coming and playing a match. They've been playing the bench a lot. Everyone's been playing as preseason. I understand. They're trying to see where they're coming to. They beat the Lakers in the preseason, and again, the Lakers right now are supposed to be making their team.
Yeah.
So they actually have, regardless of whether it's the preseason, they have something to prove, because Magic is supposed to be turning that team around.
And this is why I have the Lakers. We both have the Lakers at number 8.
Yeah.
Because I'm surrounded by the hype. Magic Johnson being in there, I think it definitely changes the atmosphere and the organization. I think Lonzo Ball is going to be big time. I really do. I think he might have a rough start to the NBA season, but I feel like as the season, as a rookie, you're coming up. It's going to be difficult, but as the season goes on, I think Lonzo Ball is gonna do great things. We already saw a little bit of it in the summer league. Now I know it was summer league, of course. But he showed flashes. Julius Randle, they get him back. He's healthy. He's going to be a huge addition for them. So I think the Lakers sneak in there at 8, man. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I definitely want to see the Lakers in the playoffs, because I think it's great for the NBA. When the Lakers are top notch, it's when the NBA is at its best. I really think that. So hopefully they make it into the 8 seed, and then the offseason speculation is going to be, is LeBron going to go to LA?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see him come back up, and LeBron will do anything if he can have his super team wherever he is. So here's the point. I'm gonna make a prediction right now, years ahead. Okay, I guess just a year, because he will leave. He will go wherever he can have another superstar.
Well, yeah, but everyone's doing that.
No,
everyone's doing that now. What do you mean? Carmelo went to the Thunder with Paul George. Everyone's forming a super team. It's the new NBA now.
Let me put it to you this way. When CP3 went to the Thunder, sorry, not the Thunder, to the Rockets, it was just one player there, correct? It's just one player. It's just two of them. They're the two big ones, okay?
Yeah, of course.
When LeBron, being the best, went to the Cavs.
Okay, and Kevin Durant?
No, that's what I'm not saying. He went to a good team. I'm not telling you about those. I'm telling you that there are other players. When you're the best, it doesn't matter. First of all, where did Isaiah Thomas go?
Yeah, he went to Cleveland.
And who did Cleveland lose?
Kyrie.
And where did he go?
Kyrie's in Boston.
With where?
Kyrie's to Boston.
I know. With who?
Who? Oh, Hayward.
Okay. Well, name me the starting 5 for the. If you were, I mean, if not that I expect you to know every fucking player, every team.
Freaking Celtics, but I know they have Hayward. It's
okay,
Kyrie.
Let me put it to you this. So give me the starting 5 for Golden State. Give me the starting 5.
It's an all-star team.
It's
Steph Curry, Klay Thompson,
I can give you the
Durant, Draymond, and then who's at the center? I forget who did it.
Give me this.
Zaza.
You can tell me the starting 5 for just 2 teams, 3 teams. I think we can go probably starting 5 for just 3-4 teams.
Yeah.
And not because we just happen to know them. It's just because of the players they have. My point being is they're going to nowhere. So next year, all you guys have to do for next year, if you guys want to know where he's going to go, just see where the stars are looking to go. If all the stars are aligning for the Lakers, you will see the man over there. He would hop on that train.
Do you blame him?
Yes. Yes, I blame him. Yes. Because he got the hell out of Miami when things started going sour. He's getting the hell out of home. This is for the land. If you're going to do it for the stay in the land, retire in the land. If you're doing it for the land, what are you doing? Stay. Look for recruits. What is happening when the Lakers were trash, when Kobe left? What do? They bring in a whole new team. That organization has been shit for years.
I think LeBron can do whatever the hell he wants.
That's fine. But when you're the best, you have responsibilities.
Yeah, to win the damn championship. So he's going to go to the spot where he feels like he's going to
make your team. Make your home. Make your home. Don't be traveling everywhere. Make your home. Don't try to pretend Like, for some reason, you're gonna go to Miami because you have everybody. You're gonna go to the Cavs because you have everybody. You're gonna go to the Lakers because they picked up something now. Right when we say the Lakers pick up something, magically LeBron is gonna go there too.
But that's the new NBA, man. Everyone's trying to make super teams. That's the new trend that we're gonna
That's
start
fine.
seeing.
He's already made one, and everybody left him. Nobody wants him anymore.
Dude, anyone will take LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. But after they play with him, they leave. First of all, if you're winning with LeBron, why would you want to leave?
I mean, that's another story. Maybe he's just an asshole. I don't know what it is. Like, honestly, like the other players in the NBA, I feel like they don't like LeBron too much. They really don't. I don't know if it's probably the way he carries himself.
Was it what I was telling you about Cristiano? Could it be?
No, because everyone loves Cristiano Ronaldo.
Who?
Everyone loved Cristiano.
Why did he want to leave Real if everybody loves Cristiano? He said what?
Taxes, man. They were taking his money.
They were taking bullshit. You know that is bullshit. He said he was leaving because the fans and the team was not supporting him. This is what he said. This is not my words for it. This is what he said. That's what I'm saying. Is it something similar? Is it just like I was telling you, when you're too big and you make your own show?
LeBron's always had problems with the general manager in what the hell is his name, Gilbert or whatever the hell is for Cleveland. He's always had his problems.
He picked his own coach.
No, well, I'm not talking about the coach. I'm talking about the general man. I'm talking about the GM for Cleveland. Like, they've had problems. That was one of the big reasons why LeBron left Cleveland in the first place was because of him, which is why he went down to Miami.
They weren't bringing anybody. It was his. That's what I'm saying. The first time when LeBron was there, it was him by himself. Yes. He carried. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. LeBron, when he was originally in Cleveland, he carried that. I don't even know to name one player out of that Cleveland team. That's how sad it is.
I remember Mo Williams. That's about it.
He left the team to go make something of himself. He needed to win something. So what did he do? He found he made an all-star team over there in Miami. Okay? And he made himself a bigger name because now he has rings to show for it. He went back to Cleveland, was able to actually make something out of a team in Cleveland, and won a ring.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but now it's Kevin Durant going to Golden State changed everything in my book. I think it changed everything. So if LeBron feels like he has a better shot at going to wherever else, then I think by all means he should go and do that. It's LeBron. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I think he's earned that right. So will I think he leave Cleveland? I don't know. I think it's like 50-50, to be honest with you, if he's going to leave Cleveland or not. So
you think it's 50-50?
I think it's still 50-50.
I'm putting my money that he leaves. I'm putting my money down that he leaves that team. He's not going to do anything this year. He's not winning. I can put my money right now that he's not winning it.
I have Cleveland winning the finals this year. If, like I said, if and only if Isaiah Thomas comes back healthy and is looking like the player he was at the Celtics. That's it. So if Isaiah Thomas comes back fully healthy, I think Cleveland has definitely a better shot than they did last year, just because of the pieces they added. Like, I love Dwayne Wade going there. I think that's going to be a huge piece come playoff time. It's going to be great for them.
Yeah.
So, and they're deep, man. Their bench is deep now. So I definitely look for Cleveland to win the finals. But again, if and only if Isaiah Thomas comes back fully healthy. And like I said, like I predicted before the season started, I'm thinking LeBron is going to take his game to another level, which is going to be crazy to see. I'm so excited for basketball season to start. I want to see how LeBron comes out, especially that opening game against the Celtics, Kyrie versus LeBron. We still don't know if LeBron's going to play, though, because I think he got hurt in preseason, so I'm not sure. They shut him down for the rest of preseason. So we'll see if he plays that first game. But either way, when he does come back, he's going to kill it. He's going to have a phenomenal season. So that's my take.
Yeah. Again, I'm expecting the West to be it's going to be a runaway for the scores in the top 4, maybe 5 teams in the West. All over 50. That's how bad it's looking. I don't know how the hell it's going to happen, but there's going to be a big gap in the West.
No, yeah, there's always a big gap.
Well, no, there is.
Yeah.
But last season, the gap was of 3 games, 4 games, and then the drop off at the bottom at like after 9th and 10th place, you saw a big drop off.
Yeah.
I think the top 5 are going to be runaways this year.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a
Maybe
huge
top
gap.
4. I'm thinking top 4 more.
Fair
than
enough. Top 4 because we said it would be at the
because the
Grizzlies.
Rockets, the Thunder. Yeah, see, I don't think
Yeah.
the Grizzlies will
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah, yeah.
as good as those other top 4 teams. But anywho, so that's all we have for you guys as far as the basketball goes. Now, I want to get into some fan questions that we actually got. So let me just pull this up real quick. And our first one actually comes from our friend Andres. And Andres says, basically, he wants us to any countries that we should watch out for in the World Cup that could be like a Cinderella story. So give me 2 teams, because here are my 2. I say Portugal and I say Belgium. I think Belgium have a very nice squad. In De Bruyne, they have Lukaku. They have Vertonghen who plays over in Tottenham. They have Alderweireld. They have Courtois. I mean, they're full of players. So maybe Belgium can make a deep run. And Portugal, of course, I'm going to pick Portugal. Why not? We just freaking won the Cinderella story of the European Championship, which we've never done. So why not us? As the Washington fans used to say.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Cristiano Ronaldo. Like I said, I love our team. I really do love our team. I think we have a lot of depth. So my 2 Cinderella stories, to answer your question, Andres, would be Belgium or Portugal.
All right. I don't know if by Cinderella story you mean kind of like Costa Rica last year, where they made it to the quarterfinals. It was kind of completely unexpected. And if you mean by something like that, like an underdog, I definitely think Portugal will be the underdog. Now, do I see them in the finals? No. Are you kidding me? No.
I said semis. I think semis will be the best we can do.
No, I think they'll definitely go to the next round. And if they face anybody challenging, let me put it to you this way. If I go back to look at the teams that Portugal played in order to make it to that finals in the UEFA,
they were huge teams. Huge.
No, they weren't. They had every good team on one side and Portugal on the other. Did they beat? Did they win the finals? Yes, it did. All it takes is one goal, and that's exactly what they got. Perfect. So that's not my. I guess that would be. It's not my pick for a finals, but I guess it is kind of a Cinderella story. Last year they lost. Last World Cup they lost, losing to getting destroyed by Germany, getting killed by the United States by tying 2-2.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Whatever. Yeah. You guys made it up with 2 points.
Yeah. Well, we tied. No, didn't we beat Ghana the last match in the group? I honestly don't remember, because we had the U.S., we had Germany, and we had Ghana, I believe, in the last World Cup.
Oh yeah, you guys got eliminated by goal difference.
Yeah, we got.
You guys got 4 points,
Pepe
and then
got the red card against Germany, and then
you guys got scored. Yeah,
it was
4-0 4. Yeah, 4-0 it was 5-0 5-1.
It doesn't matter. It's done with. We're European champs.
Right, but anyways, my 2 teams that I'm picking for the finals, Germany and Spain. Do I want to see Argentina there? Absolutely. Do I think if we make some major changes, like bringing in some Benedetto in there, or he's been playing well. I actually hated the guy, but you know what? He's been putting balls, and if it wasn't for a million misses, I don't fucking know. I can't blame him right now. I didn't dislike what I saw. If we can bring some Battaglia in there and change it a little bit, he's been proving himself too. I think we can definitely make it. And if we get an easy enough matchups, I put us in the quarterfinals, semifinals, somewhere in there. But man, let's not forget Brazil just got 41 points. They beat everybody. Okay. And on top of that, they got 41 points. So yeah, those are my 2 teams.
Yeah. So our next question comes from Sam. And he basically asks us who in the West makes the playoffs. So I'll just run it by again. Number 1, I have the Warriors. Then I have the Spurs. Then I have the Rockets, the Thunder, the Grizzlies, the Timberwolves, the Jazz, then the Lakers. And then Dario has the Warriors, the Rockets at number 2, then the Spurs, then the Thunder, the Grizzlies at number 5, Utah at number 6, Timberwolves at number 7, and the Lakers at number 8. So that's pretty much straightforward.
Yeah, easy enough.
Our next question, this one's good. Who's to blame for the U.S. not making the World Cup, and what has to change? Should the MLS come with the relegation system? And this question is from Danny.
All right. Let me go to the relegation one, because I think that's a US thing. That is a US only thing, where every team is playing to, oh man, I guess I'll just do better next. It's the American way. The no relegation system is the no consequence after being trash. See, every other nation in the world, when they play soccer, they have the second, third, fourth, fifth division. In the US, there is no other division. Is if you get last place, oh man, I guess I'll just get a better pick next year. And it's across every league in the only in the United States, because even in basketball leagues around the world, they have relegation. Even in amateur rugby leagues, I guess the comparison to the NFL, they have second divisions. It's only here. What do they need to do? That's what you're asking. What do they need to do? They need to start actually holding themselves accountable. That's what they need to do. Start creating new youths. Okay, the youth academies everywhere else is you just go in. You just go in and try out. That's how you get.
Or you pay like a small fee. It's not like these ridiculous.
Of course,
fees that
usually it's the other way around. It's the team scouting players. It's them trying to make themselves better. Here's the opposite. Here's you just get some investors, buy some crap, and bring in whatever trash is left over from Europe, and let's play some MLS. That's us. That's the United States.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as far as the youth system, you hit it right on. They need to make it free, or at least not as expensive as it is.
Invest money on it. Yes, that's when you invest money on
more. I mean, they actually, the MLS has money. I don't know. They need to start using it a lot more wiser.
I don't mean by see what I mean by investing money on it is actually creating, since everything in the US comes from college.
Yeah,
they need to be investing money in teams and academies and all the MLS teams, like having their little recruits, so they have their soccer camp. So you don't go play first for a college. No, the very own team has his little youth teams and leagues where they actually have the come-ups.
And I feel like if they do the relegation thing, it's going to get teams to get more youth players, develop a youth system, because the league's going to be that much deeper now that there's a relegation. So no one's going to want to get relegated, and obviously, because you lose money and you're not in the first division anymore. So I think that's something that definitely needs to happen, because it also makes the league more competitive as a whole. Because if you're not getting relegated at the end of the season, who cares?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like it. So I think it's something that definitely needs to happen. And also, let's stop with the Michael Bradleys. Take this man off the team. Jozy Altidore, I'm sorry. This is as good as it gets for you. You couldn't make it in Europe. You had to come back. You still can't make it. Tim Howard, I love you, got lots of love for you, but it's time to hang up the gloves. And there's probably like a crap ton more players that I should be going off on, but I can't think of their names right now. But yeah, man, it's just bad. And can we please get a coach that knows what the hell he's doing?
Yeah, please get rid of him. Please get rid of him. Last World Cup, what was it? 2010, he was there, right? That was
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. 06. No. 06 is the one he played. Yeah. The U.S. sucked. So I don't know what made him think that 8 years later they were like, what?
I feel like because they were trying to go for like a quick fix thing, because he had already been there.
Quick fix is bringing somebody internally. I mean, we've had it happen. That's what happened with what the Cavs did when they needed to pick someone internally, someone who's just there.
I get it.
That's
I don't know.
Quick fix.
Look, I'm not the one who makes the decisions. I'm just telling you what maybe happened. This man should have never been called. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Like I said, I think that the United States got what they deserved. They've been doing
It's a wake-up
nothing.
call. It's a wake-up call.
That's exactly my comment.
This actually might be a blessing in disguise. Because let's say the U.S. does do all these things, and then they grow, and then, next World Cup, they qualify easy. We got more players like almost Pulisic caliber.
They're thinking about bringing it to the U.S., right?
Yeah. 2026. Yeah, I heard that.
So let me put it to you this way.
Let's get our shit together. I mean, it's plain and simple.
The women's World Cup final had more viewership than the men's World Cup final in the U.S.
I don't blame them. Our women's team would kick our men's team's ass up and down the field. No question about it.
Yeah, no, but it just goes to show what the popularity of the team is. I mean, I'm sorry, not the team, the sport. That's something that has to change. They have 4 years not to do it again. Well, technically 4.5 to do it one more time. Let's reset. You have 4.5 years to make something out of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to happen. If they're not gonna change anything, then you're gonna expect the same results.
And let's keep in mind that by 2026, I mean, well, let's put it this way. There is no way in hell the U.S. can no longer qualify. I mean, okay, this was the fluke. Next year, they'll be back there. I'm sure, they'll get second or third place. They'll make it. By 2026, we're going to have 48 teams. There's going to be 5-6 teams that go from the CONCACAF next. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, after that, they're already made it forever.
Yeah, but it would just be nice to see them, take the next steps.
It's one less chance
exactly
to prove themselves in the short list. Yeah.
All right, so moving down to the next question we have from my good friend Steph, and he says, give me your top 5 candidates for the 2018 World Cup.
Top 5 candidates for the World Cup.
Yep.
Okay. Germany, Spain, Brazil, Argentina, and number 5th, I guess, just throw in any happy thoughts. I mean, you want to throw in France? Fuck it. Want to throw in Portugal? Why not? Sure, they can make it. Belgium, you think there's a young squad? Yeah, why not put it in there? It's number 5. At that point, you're talking about quarterfinals team. Do I think any of those teams will make it to the quarterfinals? Absolutely. Who do I not put there is a better question. No one from the CONCACAF. No one's made it right there. They're all gone at that point. I'm not going to say that there's going to be a crazy fluke like Costa Rica. No, it's a one-time thing. It happens once in a million years. Do I put any in the quarterfinals, any other team from South America? I think it might be Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina. Maybe. But that's about it. What about you?
Yeah, I actually have Germany as my favorite. Their squad depth is insane. They can literally make 4 teams and they'll all be freaking competitive as hell. Yeah, seriously. Germany's Germany. Spain, I agree with you in Spain. Definitely Argentina, Messi, obviously. Brazil look good. Brazil's Brazil. Always got to respect them. And last but certainly not least, Portugal, man. I'm putting us in the top 5.
Let me give you a quick stat right here out of Germany and why I always put them so highly. Germany is the team that's made it to the most finals, number 1. 8 of them. Number 2, the worst place they've ended on an actual World Cup that hasn't had any troubles or controversies. What I mean by that is the one where Portugal lost against England. That was a fluke. And what was a 62?
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Okay. Yeah. Or the ones during the World War where some teams did not present themselves. 7th. 7th is the worst ranking that Germany has had in a World Cup. So as a world power, regardless of whether Brazil has more titles, the one team you're going to put there, Germany. You want to put them in the finals? That's an easy pick for every World Cup.
It's a smart pick.
It's a smart bet, pretty much. Yeah. You can't count them out. It's at a 7th place. Okay, so keep that in mind.
So we have 3 other questions from Steph. The next one, he's asking, in which sector do our sporting need to improve on? Man, it's actually pretty crazy because last year Sporting were horrific on defense and they were great on offense. And this year it's the opposite. We're great on defense. Our offense is not looking as sharp. What I hope we improve on is our crossing, man. If you watch Sporting games, Gelson Martins and Piccini, they have no idea when to cross the ball, and it pisses me off. Gelson needs to stop this dribbling.
Too far, right?
Huh?
They always run too far. I mean, they need to cross
it. Either they run too far or they get there and then they pass back and, there goes the counter or there goes the break and it just makes the team get back on defense. And it's horrible to watch. I want to see our strikers do something. Bas Dost has been a shadow of himself, okay, since last year. He does not look like the same player. Obviously, the teams have more film on him this year, so they're better prepared. But I think just as an offense, we need to do better. I think our defense is top notch. So we have the League Cup coming up. That who cares? And then we have the Juve game. The Juve game is definitely going to be interesting. Definitely tune into that one. And we'll see what happens. I'm hoping we can steal points from Juve. Maybe get a tie in there. Who knows? Maybe shock the world and get a W. I mean, honestly, we shouldn't have lost against Barcelona. I think we did enough for a point, and we screwed ourselves because we got an own goal. but in what sector can we improve on? I think it's our offense, definitely, and it starts with Gelson.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean that's your team. You
Yeah.
know best.
Yeah. And then he also, this one's actually pretty funny. Well, two of them that are funny. He says, "Do you think the Giants will win at least one game?" Yes, I
Oh.
do, and I think it's going to be the Redskins. I think they're definitely going to beat the Redskins. They're going to split. They're going to split.
Man, the Giants. I would not be surprised if Eli doesn't end the season. If they sit him out, I would not be surprised. And that will be when the change comes in.
Yeah.
But do I think they'll win a couple games?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
don't count them out.
The Giants are, like I said, I think they're definitely going to split the Redskins. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I'm sure the Giants will win a couple of games. Probably no more than 5, I would say. I mean, they look really, really bad on offense, and they just lost Odell Beckham Jr. for the year. They lost Brandon Marshall, I believe, for the year too. So, I mean, it's definitely not looking good in New York, but I think they'll definitely win a couple of games. And then our last question from Steph is, do you think his 76ers will make the playoffs?
Steph. Was he also the other person that questioned about the Giants?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a Giants fan, a 76ers fan. It's
Steph, my friend, my dear listener. You got to pick some better teams, bro. Good.
Hey, but the 76ers were good in the past. I mean, I'll tell you what.
Oh, I know,
Do
but
I think the 76ers will make the playoffs? No. Do I think the 76ers will be fun to watch? Yes, because they have such a young team. Dude, Joel Embiid is a beast. If he
I'm
can
sure
stay
Steph
healthy,
is not looking for his teams to just have fun.
No, of course, but it kind of gives you a glance of what the future might look like. I mean, they have Simmons is coming back from injury. I'm telling you,
tell me
the
about
Sixers are a couple of years off from.
Tell me about what your future is, how bright your future is looking for the Giants.
The Giants not good.
Okay. The Sixers, man, look, I'm an Eagles fan. I love Philly. Okay. Yes, I love the Sixers. Back when Iverson was there, I was a huge fan. I hopped in the wagon. I thought, the ex-con, what can I say? But no, I mean, do I want to see him get better? For old time's sake, hell yeah. Let me put it to you that way. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they'll be exciting to watch. So I'll just leave it at that. Do I think they'll make the playoffs? No, not at all. Far from it. And so let's move on to the last question of the day that we have. And it's from a man, Danny, as well. Anyone stopping the Warriors this season? Teams to watch out for in the NBA. And he also said if we saw the Panama goal and how scandalous it was. So as far as anyone stopping the Warriors, I think the only team that will stop the Warriors will be Cleveland in the NBA Finals. That's the only team I can actually see stepping up. I mean, yeah, the Thunder look good on paper, but I don't think they'll win a series against the Warriors. I don't think the Rockets have enough. And the Spurs, it's hard. It's tough because you never want to count out Popovich, but I think the Warriors are just too deep. I mean, that team is insane. So other than Cleveland, I don't see anyone stopping the Warriors. I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, I don't see anybody taking that. I think it's going to be easy again. They're going to have another easy ring. So it's going to give them the third one now after this year. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. And what was the other question?
Oh, if we saw the Panama.
Oh yeah. We discussed that one earlier. I completed it. That's what I was saying. One thing that needs to change in the sport is having there be one rule for all the continents. Okay, because in some continents they have the line technology where they can check if the ball went in, and some they decide, you know what, screw it, we don't want to have anything, and then you have that happen. It's like, oh well, why don't they have the technology? So that's how that one goes.
Yeah, I agree. So that pretty much wraps it up for the questions, and also we for next week's episode we actually have a little surprise. We're actually going to bring my brother Stevie onto the show, and he's going to discuss as far as he's a big Man City fan. He loves Manchester City, so he's going to dive into a little bit of how they're doing, how he thinks their if they're going to make the deep run in the title. I mean, right now they look good. They're right there. They're right up there with Man U. And he's also going to talk a little bit about Benfica as well. And I know he'll have a couple words to say on that because they're not having that good of a season. So he'll be our first guest. That's going to be a lot of fun. That will be next week's episode. And we're finally back to the regular soccer matches. The leagues kick off again this week, and then the Champions League next week. That's going to be fun to cover as well. NBA season is going to start as well, and that's pretty much all we have for you guys today. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and please, any feedback, if you guys have any more questions, just please hit us up. Thank you guys.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have a good time. Have a good week. We will be seeing you guys next weekend. Let us know if you have any questions. We'll be reading up on Twitter. Follow us on Highly Contested on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. Thank you guys so much for the love. Have a good one.
Viva André Silva, caralho!